Hello viewers, my name is Teddy Simmons, and for over 20 years I've been surviving in some of the toughest game environments on the planet. You're watching Guy vs Video Game Survival. Today we'll be surviving in Subnautica, an ocean planet in space. Our journey begins when some nutjob puts a fork in the microwave, bringing our entire ship down. Luckily, I managed to slip into an escape pod and descend to the planet unscathed. And that's when disaster struck. A small electrical fire breaks out on the pod, and my survival instincts kick in. Grabbing a nearby extinguisher, I manage to put out the fire, and thus our survival journey can begin. Over there's the ship we crashed in, yeah? We should try and get over there and salvage what we can. As I swim closer to the ship, that's when disaster strikes. It appears the water around the craft is heavily irradiated, and I'm taking considerable damage. I'm gonna try and make it back to safer water. Heavily irradiated, but alive, I make it back to the pod for some much needed rest and recovery. You're watching Guy vs Video Game Survival. Now back to Guy vs Video Game Survival. Having recuperated back in the pod, our first order of business is tending to our survival needs. Without proper nourishment and hydration, our mind can quickly turn to mush. Luckily, the pod is outfitted with a small cache of survival resources. The next order of business is building a swimsuit capable of withstanding the radiation and a tool to help us with the repairs. The local seaweeds appear to have materials that we require, but they're a little hard to get to. Yet, as I begin to harvest the seaweed, that's when disaster strikes. A snapperfish comes out of nowhere, doing considerable damage to me and my suit. Survival instincts kick in, and I swim as fast as I can, back to the pod. That snapperfish bit clean through my suit. Luckily, I was able to get back here in time and stop the bleeding. With what little material I collected, I'm able to make a survival knife. Survival knives are one of the best things you can find in games. They provide a variety of functions from basic defense to helping you gather necessary resources. However, as I desperately search for the crash powder I need to create the welding tool, disaster strikes. My computer has informed me that the main ship is about to explode, and with it any chance of recovering the loot from inside. And all I can do is watch as my best shot at prime survival gear goes up in smoke. Aw, it's a shame really. Not too long after that, my game app closed, since this game trial was only an hour long. I enjoyed my brief time in Subnautica, and I hope you did as well. Stay tuned for a new episode of Isaac Clarke's Space